Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden gems in the world of coins, history, and wealth you may already have sitting in your pocket or tucked away in a dusty drawer. Today's treasure? The legendary Elizabeth II 5-pence coin from 1980. A coin that many overlook, but the true collectors know its real story, its beauty, and yes, its value. This is not just a piece of metal. This is a historical artifact, a miniature sculpture, a royal emblem, and a witness to a remarkable transition in British coinage. So before you toss away that tiny 5p or let it sit forgotten in a coin jar, let's take a journey into the world of this small but mighty coin. The 5-pence coin, as we know it today, actually began life back in 1968, as part of the decimalisation process that revolutionised British currency. But in 1980, the design had matured, the economy had shifted, and the Queen's image had evolved. The 1985 pence coin carries the regal Arnold Machin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a youthful yet stately likeness that remains iconic in British numismatic history. Unlike modern coins, the 1980 edition proudly bears the inscription, New Pence, a term that was later phased out. This small detail makes it a relic from a specific and limited window in the timeline of British currency, marking it instantly recognisable and sought after by dedicated collectors. You might be wondering, there's no mint mark, nothing seemingly unique about this coin. So what makes it valuable? Here's the truth. Scarcity is not always about numbers, it's about demand, condition, and story. The 1985p may have been circulated widely, but finding one in pristine condition, with sharp edges, lustrous shine, and untouched surfaces, that's the real treasure. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that bridge generations. Coins like this that still echo with the voices of the past, yet remain relevant. This is why, on auction sites and collector forums, the 1980 Elizabeth II 5-pence coin has been known to fetch prices ranging from $1,000 to over $2,500. And in rare, professionally graded mint state condition, some have been valued up to $5,000 or more. But its real value isn't just monetary. It's symbolic. Owning this coin means holding a fragment of Queen Elizabeth II's legacy. It captures the grace of a monarch who reigned through decades of transformation. It's a piece of the Royal Mint's craftsmanship, designed not just for utility, but for pride. Imagine gifting one of these coins framed in a collector's case, or passing it down to the next generation with a story of what money once looked like, what it meant, and how even something so small could carry so much importance. Even more exciting? Many people don't realize the version they own might be in better condition than they think. Some are found in old collections, hidden in change jars, or passed through the hands of parents and grandparents. If you happen to stumble upon one with crisp detail and minimal wear, you may be holding a high-grade coin worth far more than you'd expect. Numismatists, the scholars of coin collecting, understand that the value of a coin grows over time, especially when it becomes harder to find in top condition. The 1985 pence coin is no longer in circulation. The smaller-sized 5p replaced it in 1990. That means these coins are slowly disappearing, being lost, melted, or forgotten. This is what drives the coin's value higher with each passing year. As the supply shrinks, demand grows. Those who own them are keeping them. And that's where you come in, as someone with the eye for legacy and the heart for heritage. Coin collecting is about more than wealth. It's about preservation. It's about appreciating the art, the history, the sovereignty, and the story every coin tells. And the 1985 pence coin tells one of the most quietly powerful stories in British numismatic history. So don't just think of this coin as change. Think of it as an investment, as a collectible, as a royal heirloom, a potential £150 coin, hiding in plain sight. And most importantly, as an opportunity to connect with a part of the past that you can hold in your hand. Now, you might ask, should you sell it? Should you keep it? That's entirely up to you. But here's what I will say. Coins like these are only going to get rarer. And what's rare becomes valuable. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a 1980 Elizabeth II 5-pence coin, cherish it. Protect it. Display it proudly. Because the world of collectors is already taking notice. And prices have only one direction to go, up. Next up, the 1979 Elizabeth II 5 new pence coin. A coin that many people ignore, but one that collectors and experts quietly admire, chase, and preserve. At first glance, this 5p coin may seem like a simple piece of change. But beneath that polished surface lies a world of meaning, history, and yes, real value. This isn't just an old coin. This is a symbol of a unique period in British monetary history, one that reflects a transition in the nation's identity, and a coin that remains a prized find for numismatists around the world. The 1979 Elizabeth II 5 new pence coin is part of the original decimal coinage system introduced in the United Kingdom in the late 1960s. By 1971, the UK had moved fully to decimal currency, and the new pence term was used to distinguish the new decimal coins from the old pre-decimal ones. This specific coin still proudly carries the new pence wording, which makes it part of a short-lived chapter in British coin design. This coin features the second definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the artist Arnold Machin. This image is a youthful, graceful representation of Her Majesty, wearing the coronation tiara, a design that collectors recognize instantly. This is not just a coin, it is a miniature sculpture struck in cupronickel, capturing a monarch who defined an era. The year 1979 might seem like any other, but for the numismatic world, it was a year when British coins maintained high minting standards, with details that remained sharp, crisp, and beautiful, especially when preserved properly. The 5p coin from that year carries no mint mark, a detail that places it directly in line with other official Royal Mint coins made for general circulation. Now here's what sets it apart. Though many of these coins were produced for everyday use, collectors are constantly on the hunt for ones in mint or uncirculated condition. Coins that have survived the decades without a scratch, kept away from the hustle of pockets, purses, and tills. Those coins, especially when professionally graded, are highly prized in the collector market. What makes this coin even more appealing is its connection to a generation that lived through the economic, political, and cultural shifts of the late 1970s. Owning a 1979 5p coin is like holding a time capsule from a changing Britain, a time when Queen Elizabeth II stood as a steady figure in a rapidly evolving world. While some may underestimate it, serious collectors know better. In today's collector's market, a 1979 5 new pence coin in uncirculated or near-mint condition can fetch anywhere from $2,000 to $7,463, depending on its grade. And the rarest of all, those professionally encapsulated in near-perfect MS, mint state condition, have seen prices climb toward $8,840 or even higher. Let's not forget the emotional value that coins like this bring. They remind us of our parents' generation, of simpler times, of old shops and days gone by. These coins often resurface in old boxes, handed down through generations, and many are still hiding in plain sight, tucked away in drawers, forgotten purses, or dusty coin jars. Imagine discovering one in excellent condition. It's not just a piece of change anymore. It becomes a collectible, a gift, a talking point, or even the crown jewel in a beginner's collection. And the best part? You don't need to be a millionaire to own one. You just need a keen eye and an appreciation for what others overlook. Collectors today are passionate about finding these coins before they disappear completely from the casual market. Once they are gone into private collections, their value will only rise. That's why now is the time to search, to inspect, to preserve, and to invest in pieces like the 1979 Elizabeth II 5p coin. Think of it this way: every great collection starts somewhere. And for many, the 1979 5 new pence coin is a perfect place to begin. It's affordable, rich in history, and filled with potential. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, this coin offers a gateway into a hobby that is both enjoyable and rewarding. It's not just about the money. It's about the story. A story of a queen, a country, and a coin that witnessed it all. Every scratch, every shine, every edge tells a tale. And when you find one in high-grade condition, it becomes more than metal. It becomes memory. It becomes art. So the next time you see a 5p coin from 1979, don't pass it by. Look closely. Feel its weight. Appreciate its detail. Because you might just be holding on to a miniature fortune, not just in pounds and pence, but in historical and emotional value. And who knows? That little coin could one day fetch you a sum that surprises you. As collectors seek to complete their sets, and as the years pass by, coins like these will only grow in scarcity and demand. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1979 Elizabeth II 5 new pence coin is not just valuable, it's a hidden treasure. One that deserves your attention, your care, and a place in your personal vault of wonders. Next up, the 1968 Elizabeth II 5 new pence coin. This isn't just any old coin. This is the very first ever 5p coin of its kind, the pioneer of decimal currency in the United Kingdom. It's the beginning of a new era, a turning point where Britain made one of its most radical monetary transitions. And the 1968 5 new pence coin was the frontrunner of that transformation. Before decimalisation, British money was complex. 12 pence to a shilling, 20 shillings to a pound. It was a system steeped in history, but one that confused visitors and frustrated accountants. So, the UK made a bold decision to adopt a new, streamlined system. Decimalisation officially launched in 1971, but the groundwork started earlier, and this 5p coin from 1968 was among the very first decimal coins issued. Why 1968? Because the country needed to prepare. People needed time to adjust. And the Royal Mint, in its wisdom, introduced the 5 new pence and 10 new pence coins into circulation 3 years before full decimalisation. The idea was simple but brilliant. Get the public used to the new coins while the old money still circulated. And so, the 1968 5p coin was born, designed to match the size and weight of the shilling, so people could use both without disruption. This 5p coin is more than currency. It's a milestone. The design features Queen Elizabeth II in her youthful glory, created by the world-renowned artist Arnold Machin. Her portrait, poised and elegant, became one of the most enduring images in British numismatics. Around her head are the words, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, surrounding a coin that radiates quiet power and dignity. Now let's talk about demand. The 1968 Elizabeth II 5p coin is incredibly sought after by collectors all around the world. Why? Because it's the first. Firsts are always special. Just like the first car of a model, the first edition of a book, or the first pressing of a record. Collectors crave the origin point, and this coin is exactly that. And it's not just UK collectors who are interested. International buyers, especially from Commonwealth nations, are eager to own a piece of this monumental change in British monetary history. There are countless collectors today actively hunting for this very coin. On popular auction sites, you'll find dozens of listings with bids climbing higher by the day. Specialized coin collectors forums often highlight the 1968 5p as one of the most essential pieces in any serious decimal collection. And among these collectors, the demand for coins in pristine, mint, or proof condition is especially high. So how much is it worth? That's the question everyone wants to know. The value of a 1968 Elizabeth II 5p coin depends on its condition and grade. A circulated coin in decent shape might fetch $3,537 to $4,730. But the real excitement lies in the high-end specimens. Uncirculated coins, or proof versions issued in presentation packs, have sold for $6,840 to $8,750, sometimes even higher at international coin fairs. Yes, this coin is valuable, not just in terms of pounds, but in the way it captures a bold national transition. Its historical importance makes it a core asset in any British coin collection. If you've got one tucked away, now is the time to pull it out and take a closer look. The story it tells, and the value it holds, are only rising with time. And don't let the lack of a mint mark confuse you. This coin was officially minted by the Royal Mint, and during this period, the absence of a mint mark was standard for UK coins. Its legitimacy and authority are undisputed. This was not a trial or error coin. It was the real deal, produced for the people, and meant to pave the way for an entire country's monetary future. Collectors aren't just looking for one example. Some want multiples, one in circulated condition, another in proof, perhaps even one with slight striking variations. That's what makes the 1968 5p so appealing. It's not just a coin, it's a collecting category in itself. In terms of design, the reverse side of the coin features the badge of Scotland, a crown thistle, encircled by the words New Pence and 5. It's a proud symbol, tying together the traditions of the kingdom with a modern design language that signaled forward momentum. What makes this coin even more important is the fact that it no longer circulates. The larger size 5p coins were withdrawn in 1990 and replaced with a smaller version. That means every remaining 1968 5p coin is officially out of production. No longer made, no longer issued, no longer spent. That kind of rarity adds weight to its collectible status. So imagine holding one of these coins in mint condition. You're not just holding a 5p. You're holding the first step of decimal currency, the Queen's legacy in metal, the beginning of a movement that touched millions of lives. It's a conversation starter, a historic token, and a high-potential investment all in one. Ladies and gentlemen, coins like these don't just grow in value. They grow in meaning. They grow in admiration. And they become harder to find with each passing year. If you own one, treasure it. If you see one, collect it. And if you're hunting for one, don't stop until it's yours. The 1968 Elizabeth II 5 new Pence coin is more than just a small silver disc. It's a story, a memory, a royal connection, and yes, a valuable asset that belongs in every collection with pride. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey. If you have one of these coins, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And keep watching for more discoveries that could be hiding in your home right now.